In this episode, we are building this giant filming light for our new workshop film studio. It's 5 meters across and 500 watts of pure raw LED power. Our new workshop is really dingy and there's hardly any windows, so we're bringing the outside in and building a mini sun to light the workshop.
It's going to be made from this aluminium box section.
And these aluminium plates that we cut out on the laser CNC are going to hold everything together.
And it'll look something like this.
But it will have connecting bits.
Yeah, we haven't cut those yet.
Each of these connecting parts are 2 meters long and they'll have an array of LED strip lights going down them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
And it means that the whole thing is 5 meters across.
That's a lot of light.
So it should light this place up pretty well.
So we've done a rough job of lining up all the plates all the way around, but you can see the effect of all the slight errors compounding into the final corner being miles off. What we're going to do, we're going to use these plates as a reference, and because in the CAD we know that those 2 bits have to touch, and then we can use this to get the angles spot on, and then put this on, make it flush with the outside, drill the holes, put the bolts all the way through, and then hopefully each one will be the same. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. You just got to move your hands out of the way.
I will. Ow, you spiked me. It's not ideal, but maybe it will be good enough.
Let's find out.
This is the wrong one to solve. Is there another way we could do this?
I should have put reference points or something on this to help us line everything up.
Oh!
This is going to be fun. Haley's come up with a better idea after we rage quit trying to do that.
It's going to take ages to try and finagle those in place and clamp it with our hands. So I'm just going to measure them out.
This was my fault really because of my inexperience. I don't really think about putting it together and the process of doing that sometimes. So what was that,
168 holes or something like that?
And I had to drill each one twice because I piloted them. So this pile of parts becomes this. Oh, that took so long, my back.
There was a lot of squatting.
It looks so cool.
It's so big.
Yeah. You might be wondering, how is this a light? Let me show you. This is a very long roll of LED strip. You've probably seen these or something like this. They're very common nowadays, but these are specifically very high power in terms of like how much light comes out per meter. And they're very high, it's called CRI, which is the color rendering index. So it's basically, if you want to be filming under nice light, you want something with a high CRI, like as close to 100 as possible. So these are, I think they're about 95 or something, which is pretty standard. They were not cheap, but they're about 16 watts a meter. If these lengths here are about 2 meters, and we've got 6 of them, then that works out about 190 watts. Having experience with filming lights that are about that output, I don't think it's enough. So we've got a few options. We could either double it up and have 2 side by side like that, or we might add another hexagon shape to tie these together like this and have another ring, which would probably be better because that'll evenly spread the light out a bit more than just having these strong lines. Underneath this is going to be a big fabric sheet to diffuse the light, and that basically just makes it softer and nicer to look at. And I think if we have these strong strips coming into the middle, the light might just look like a big star, which maybe that would be cool.
We decided that we are going to go for the extra ring around the middle. So we've cut out some more aluminium brackets and Pete's folded them up on the vise, and they're the exact angle to basically mount these extra 1.5 meter bits, like that. And then this will go on the other side like that. And we'll go all the way around, and then we can start actually putting lights on it, which will be fun. Look at that.
Give us a spin. It's very lightweight, isn't it?
It's gotten heavier since we've put the middle ones on, but yeah, it's still pretty light. And it's really stiff now.
There's very little flex, isn't there?
Yeah. Whoa.
Hercules!
We had to do a bit of surgery on this because we didn't have any long enough. It has a special plate. There we go. Oh.
So the plan is to hang the light from this roof joist. Roof joist? What would it be called? A beam.
Rafter.
We're going to use these stainless steel eyelets. And we're going to attach them to the corners, or at least 4 of the corners of the frame. Now we could just drill a hole and put a bolt through those plates. Or we could use a very cool new toy that we've got. This is called a stud welder. Isn't this the coolest looking thing in the workshop?
Looks like a laser gun.
What a stud welder does, it allows you essentially to weld threaded studs on to things. So you have a permanent threaded fixture on whatever you weld it to. These things are crazy. So this company, Taylor Stud Welding, I sent them an email and I was like, we need to do some stud welding because we also want to weld some studs onto the trailer chassis for mounting stuff to that. But I was like, can we borrow one please? And they're like, yeah, sure, here you go. Super helpful guys, because I had no idea what I was doing or even what model to get, and this is what they recommended. You can do dissimilar metals. So we're going to put stainless steel studs onto aluminium.
Oh, it's charging. It's got a green tick, so I guess it's ready.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes. Oh! I wasn't expecting that.
So, you do need to wear a welding helmet while you're stud welding. The settings is too high.
Yeah.
I can see from the
Do you have
spatter.
spatter?
I just saw the sun. I saw lightning in my brain. Wow. Let's load it up and do another one.
Go and get a welding helmet.
Oh, I can't see anything. Upon further inspection of the manual, I wasn't quite right about the dissimilar metals. You shouldn't do stainless to aluminium, and chances are you get like a brittle layer like in between the two. For aluminium sheet, you need an aluminium stud. You can do stainless to mild steel and galvanized as well. So it's still pretty cool. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That still looks too hot to me. So in the manual it talks about hot and cold welds, and usually when you've got too much oomph, you get all this spatter around. It's not even hot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Aha.
How cool is that?
I think that's the one.
I think that's pretty good.
Oh, you just bent the stud.
Okay,
But the weld's good.
I think it's attached. You might be wondering why I'm wearing this weird contraption on my legs. It's an exoskeleton suit thing that's for a special video that's coming out soon. So you're going to see me wearing this for the next week or so. It's very cool and very strange. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the coolest things. That's awesome. I'm going to put studs on everything.
I know, I can sense it.
What other fixtures can you get?
I don't know.
Can you just like weld nuts to stuff?
I don't know.
Oh. Haley's turn. Oh, I didn't shut my eyes.
All right.
This whole thing is looking so cool.
Yeah.
It's like a spider web light.
It's the sun.
It is. Neat. Very, very neat. Now the scary thing we got to do now is also put studs up there. So the idea is we're going to have cord, rope stuff going from each one
Paracord.
up to there, and then along and down to a point where you can tie off the rope so we can raise and lower the light. Remember that electric mast lift man lift, scissor lift thing that we got for really cheap and we had no idea if it worked. It works! I got the stud welder here and I'm going to put a stud right there. Okay, here we go.
Are you okay?
Yes.
That was fireworks.
It didn't work.
It didn't?
No.
Oh no.
I'm guessing it was a grounding issue.
Yeah,
Maybe
do
I
you
need
reckon
to
it was a bit dirty?
grind it back a bit more.
Okay.
Did it look cool? I think my hair's on fire. Oh yeah!
You got it that time?
Definitely.
And this time we've used stainless steel on the carbon steel frame.
Oh, that's crazy. That way! Okay, cleaned it off. Just got to put on one of these ground clamps. Other one. Okay, I'm coming down.
We're ready to hoist.
Plan is we're just going to hoist one side up because then we're going to flip it over, do the lights and stuff. But we thought it'd be cool to have it standing up vertically just so you can see the scale of it.
I think it might reach the roof.
I think it might. That's a big old light. I think we should have it this way and just blasting light that way. I want to climb it.
No.
Hey, there we go.
Okay, so we should be able to lower it down together now.
Everything's looking good though for me to put the lights on now.
So while Pete's wiring up all the LEDs, I'm going to work on the big Softbox sun. I've never actually sewn anything this big before. The middle panel, hexagon, is 2.5 meters across. So it's good to have a nice big table. But basically what I've done is I've had to just measure it out onto the fabric with a tape measure because I can't use a pattern. And I'm going to start cutting it out. It's folded in half, so that's going to make it a bit more manageable. I'll cut one half and then open it out, and then that should be the whole shape.
I'm not having a good time.
Why not?
It's the soldering to LED strips. It's just such a pain. It's just all the little tabs, you know. You haven't got much to solder to, and you can very easily break the strip. So it's just very slow going.
You look at one with the light though.
I am light man. Okay, I'm ready to test. We should have these, and then these two strips. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Cool. Am I well lit?
Yeah. Just trying to picture it all done. I think it's going to be quite something.
Yes. Oh, I can't see. It's almost as bright as the stud welder.
Yeah.
Things have changed. We've had another go at the mounting method. Instead of having the 4 cords coming off each corner, we've gone for a main central bit, and then we've got a double pulley system. So that'll help make it easier, pull it straight up instead of worrying about trying to pull each corner evenly. But we've still got them, and they're just going to be for leveling it off later, but also as an extra safety precaution, just having 4 more, because what's the chances of 5 of them breaking plus, you know, chain that can hold a ton or so. Earlier when Hayley was talking about the Softbox, that's what this white fabric is. Essentially, a Softbox is a fitting that you put over a light that manipulates the light. Softening the light just means to soften the shadows. So instead of hard shadows and lines on your face, it's all nice and smooth. I've added some extra LED strips on the insides of here, just to help shine into the whole light fitting, so it's not all just lights pointing directly down. I was hoping that might soften the overall light dome, so you don't just see strips when you look up. But I've also added extra around, I did another perimeter around that central hexagon, so that's doubled up. So we're about 500 watts now, which is pretty significant when it comes to LEDs. I think it's going to be really good, and you can kind of see how the light softens as it comes through the sides now.
Can you see my vision? That was the most difficult thing I've ever had to sew. I have no idea how it came out like this so well, considering I was wrestling with huge stacks of material for days. And the way that we fitted it was in these corners, I added some elastic, so it'd be a bit tighter. And then it's all just kind of held up with these bobbers. I kind of had to adapt the pattern as we went, because at first we thought we would need these side panels to be quite long because we wanted distance between the LEDs and the fabric. But then when we were testing it out and fitting it up, we found that it sags quite a lot. So if I'd had the original side panels, which were about 70 centimeters long, then the dome would have hung down to like here. So they ended up being half as tall. But there's just a few finishing touches left and then it's completely done. So the first thing that we want to do is, you see how these side panels are kind of getting pulled in because of the weight of the middle of the fabric? The design is actually supposed to be boxed out like that, and then the center dome is a bit more taut. So the first thing we need to do is add some threaded rod to these corners and push those out.
It looks so much better.
Yeah, it does. It's taken out a lot of the billowiness. And because I designed it to have like corners here, it had all weird folds and stuff where they weren't supposed to be. I think it's as good as it's going to be. We're on to the last step. We had this lit up last night and there were a lot of bugs that wanted to live in here. So we're going to cover up the back with some reflective Mylar, and it's also going to hopefully help to keep the light from escaping above, and it will bounce back through and we might get more light. I'll go here.
Okay.
Hoist. Putting the Mylar on was so boring that the time-lapse actually stopped filming. But it didn't go really to plan. We thought that it would be like quite thin, because it's the same stuff that they make emergency blankets out of, but it has like a plastic coating, and we thought we'd be able to use like aluminium tape, but it wouldn't stick. So it took a long time. You've not seen the pulley in action yet?
Oh, it's good. It's just...
It's just the rope's a bit lumpy.
Yeah.
How do you know when you're at the top?
I think that's the top. Yeah, that's as high as it'll go.
Okay.
Look at that thing.
It's a good height.
It looks so much better now with the sides on, because before it was like bellowing out.
Yeah,
really
sagging. It looks like it has an actual like shape.
Yeah.
Even though my sewing isn't that good. I don't know how to sew a hexagon.
I think you did very good. Better than I could.
This is crazy. Yeah, it's very comforting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a cloud?
Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's switch on.
Whoa! Wow, that's a big old light.
It actually has done a better job, I think, with the Mylar.
Yeah, I think it did help.
But it's lighting up like all the corners and stuff.
You can see the lights. It's a really cool pattern, isn't it? It's like this cool spaceship. It looks like we're about to be abducted.
I think it does a really great job.
It's very glamorous lighting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or do I have harsh shadows or is it very soft?
No, it's nice.
I can't believe how much that actually lights this place up. And it's so massive. I think we've saved like thousands.
We did.
Well, now we can see we better get to work on our main project on the main channel. See you next week.